First one, Sean White, Patreon member.
We got questions from March.
April, for real. Says, thank you for your advice, Krew. Sometimes as women, we don't see generational trauma and advice from older generations really dictate and sometimes harm how we move in our relationships. I've always heard from older women that it is necessary as a woman to keep 2 private accounts. The first one is just in case of an emergency fund, solely used for if you fall on hard times. And the second one is if he got a new whole fund and then it's time to leave. So I've always lived by that bit of advice. It has given me great pride knowing that if shit hits the fan, I got me in mind. I don't have to be stuck in a relationship with money being held over my head. Gives me pride and comfort. It allows me to see myself as a partner to my husband and not a dependent. Not knowing that I have no one to fall on if my marriage fails, and I have 3 children to feed, to get that love and support because all of my blood family is dead. And that's terrifying. A little bit of clarifying needs to be done. My husband makes $185,000 a year, in addition to creating logistical code that 3 of the major oil exporters lease from him that bring in additional income. Whereas I only make $65,000, and my business is worth over $130,000. Completely separate entities. As previously stated in the past question, I made you aware that I'm a stay-at-home mother during the week and a photographer on the weekend. He wanted more than one kid. He wanted one more kid. And me not so much. And I have all the kids and household responsibilities 85% of the time. Like Smooth said, my husband never had a problem with how our financial roles were currently being handled until this frat brother and something so publicly. Everything is open. I never did it. I never hid anything, but I also never did splash it in his face either. We bank at the same bank and our financial advisors are the same firm. Our statements come monthly and he has access to view my accounts. I honestly think that it shocked him to see his very submissive wife, who keeps to herself, plays her role, and is a stay-at-home mother, making close to what he makes, only working 2 days a week. And yes, I got that nigga fired, the brother-in-law that was over the accounts. Not so much as telling my business to my husband, but how public he did it. In the last month alone, I've had phone calls from my husband's people about home projects, beauty school tuition, busser's notes, back child support payments, funeral, and growing weed on my Colorado land. I am done. So my question to you and Smooth and Trill, have you ever underestimated the tangible powers, abilities that your wife has? If so, how did you work through them? Guys, since you thought it is disrespectful for me to only pay $12,000 in bills, what do you think in this particular situation would be the respectable bill ratio? For this big vacation that you guys brought up, give me some suggestions. My husband is not an island vacation man. He is more of a seeking adventure type of man. Very country. So the first question, have you ever underestimated the tangible powers and abilities that your wife has? And if so, how did you work through them?
Never.
12,000 in bills.
Never.
So she paid 12,000 in bills a year.
12,000 bills a year.
Oh,
Like sharing them with the household. But you don't know the other story, huh, Kenny?
nah, y'all gonna answer this alone.
No, but I'm saying you don't know like the story she gave us before that.
I ain't worried about it.
Oh, okay. I feel you. I hear you. Fuck you too then. But nah, I never underestimated my wife ever, man. I seen it in her when we was young. I seen powerful things in my wife. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things she'll tell you like she didn't see in herself. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know she can push that far. And truly, still to this day, I truly believe she can go farther. She can take it to wherever she want to take it. She just need a little guidance. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm there for. I'm my wife's biggest cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? I do it. You know what I'm saying? As soon as my wife is looking at a position, I'm like, go get it. You know what I'm saying? My wife looking at a business, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on that. So I supported my wife through everything, even the things she couldn't see yet. You know what I'm saying? I knew that she was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? So I never underestimated my wife.
Yeah, man, I think that's interesting, man. We recently had somebody reach out to me and present a scenario in which, you know, she was up for a promotion or something like that, and her man was like, nah, I think you need to slow down.
Chill.
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like being here to do, I guess, womanly duties in the house, whatever the case may be. So he made it hard for her to go chase her situation. So it's just interesting. And Smooth say that. And me and Smooth got similar mindsets in that regard. Have I underestimated my wife's tangible abilities? No. That's part of the reason why I got with her. If we're gonna be honest, I'm the type of dude like to where like I want my wife out there chasing something. I do, because I don't want to be married 40, 50 years and for her to look at me with resentment because she feel like it was something that she could have went and chased and she didn't do it because she wanted to make way for me to go get mine, or stay at home for the kids, or whatever the case may be. And now we 40, 50 years into this thing and she hates my guts because of it. Doesn't really communicate that, but hates my guts because of it. I never wanted that. So, when my wife wanted to go get her all her degrees, I encouraged her to go do them every single time. I'm going to be good. I'm going to get mine regardless. And that's how I feel.
That's how I look at it.
You know what I'm saying? So go get yours. And that way, when I look to my left and I see you going to do what you do, now I'm inspired to go get even more. And we constantly just, accomplishing shit side by side, because every time somebody accomplishes something in a relationship, we elevate.
You both win.
Yeah.
And that's the part of it that most men miss. They feel like, okay, just because she's elevating and maybe, I done hit a plateau or whatever the case may be. Now that reflects bad upon me. No, it doesn't. We still elevate because now she's going to be making more money for the household.
Yeah.
And, when you glow up and get your situation, you're going to bring even more money for the household. So the floor just keeps getting higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want. You want to constantly elevate. So did I underestimate it? Hell no.
Hey, and I also look at it like, say if something happened to me, that's how I be thinking. If something happened to me, I don't want my wife and my son to have to depend on another man,
Right.
financially to make sure they good and all that. No, I want my wife to be able to take care of all that. I want my wife to be able, if something ever happened to me, the house that we got, the cars and all these type of things, like the things that we own, like none of that has to go away. You get what I'm saying? And I've pushed my wife to that level to where I know if I can, man, most people die in a car wreck. That's just how this shit work. You know what I'm saying? And most people die, like 5 miles away from their crib in car wrecks. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I be thinking about. I'm like, man, if something ever happened to me, and me, I work in a work truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that work truck for at least 7 hours a day driving around Houston. Y'all know how bad Houston is. You get what I'm saying? So somebody can hit me and run the light and all that. And I done been a part of all that, to where people be running lights and running stop signs and all these type of things. But I can die here for real. You get what I'm saying? So I really think about that. Like, I made sure my wife pushed herself in that position to actually be in a position where if something ever happened to me, we don't lose anything. My son's life doesn't change. The only thing changes about my son's life is me not being there, me not being the father figure. But financially and the neighborhood and the growth I wanted for him, none of that changes.
Right.
So that's my thing about it.
Yeah, I agree. Her next question is, since we found the $12,000 in bills that she paid annually disrespectful, what is a proper ratio? And just for context, again, I think at that time we didn't know how much he made. So we looking at it, okay, if you make $200,000, he make 50, and you paying only $12,000 annually in bills, it's just like, come on, fam. But with further context, now that we see he making more money than you, then I don't really have a issue with that.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? If I was in your position, like I know my wife, you know what I'm saying, in your position, she'll just take on like the bills. You get what I'm saying? And I'll pay the mortgage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Big bills for, you know what I'm saying, for your husband, little bills for you. Car notes and mortgage and all that for your husband, everything else for you. Because obviously you can handle it without a hiccup. It won't hurt you at all.
Right.
You know?
Nah, fuck that. She need to be spending half her money.
If she want to go that route, that's cool too.
We both making money over here.
But I'm just saying what's respectable.
Nah, that is respectable.
They both making the same amount of money.
He said,
I hear you.
If we both making 185, we down the line.
And there shouldn't be no argument.
She make 200. What she
Almost. Yeah.
but she make about 100.
Yeah, why I gotta pay most of it? You make more than me.
She said 65. She makes it. I guess she pay herself 65 because she got home business. But she said she brought in with 130 or something. Like that.
Well, she makes 65 doing her regular job, and then not her regular job, but she do photography. The photography business bringing 130,000. I think the other stuff is like portfolio.
Yeah.
So it all totals out to like 185,000.
Same
We need
as
to
him.
50-50 this thing so I could get my side hoe bank account and my emergency fund bank account.
Yeah, hey, but
you playing me right now.
Hey, but to be honest
you
with
can get all your bread up right now, and I can't do nothing if you want to go out and get a side dude.
Hey, and that's real. Like if you you gotta look at it from both sides of the table, baby. And I'm glad he said that because you gotta think about it like, you know what I'm saying? Say one day you wake up and you don't love this man no more. Shit happens, bro. Like 30 years, you know what I'm saying? You just want to be out there. Same thing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, protect yourself, put your bread up like you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got to think about him too. Hey, bro, put some bread up.
You know my mind said I'd be upset if I found out you making the same amount of me and you only giving 10% to this household.
Not even 10.
That ain't even 10.
Not even
What's
10.
that?
$1,000 a month. So
That might be 5. I think so. Let me see.
She said she put up 12 grand a year, huh?
Yeah, but it also depends on how they living.
It's only 12 months in a year.
I know.
Hey,
That's $1,000 a month.
That's 6% of her money going to the house.
We ain't doing that.
You know what? I take that back. That is disrespectful.
That's trash,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
God, that only 6%. She say, "Hey, baby, I'm good."
6% of her income going
She
to the
having
crib.
her feet up. Hey, I'm good.
I mean, I don't know what bills they got or whatever it is, but shit. Hell no.
Can you say I need
That's
all
probably
that,
why I
baby?
ain't married now.
I'm
Shit.
with you. I'm with you.
man.
Hey,
both
nah,
of us
but
together,
hey,
shit. I'm
now that we talking about it, we hit the numbers. Yeah, I need about half.
But see, look, my issue is the same issue Kenny got with the whole stacking for my departure. See, that's the thing, and that's why I don't always felt the way about man paying all the bills. My money go to the vacation. My money go to this. My money go to that.
Said if she got to deport, that's all my
That's
cash.
her money.
Emergency fund and she got
That's what I'm saying.
departing fund, which, okay, you got that. But I can't do that because I'm spending 60% of my bread.
That's real.
She already
Right.
getting ready for the escape.
And
She prepared for it.
and what if she cheat?
Ooh,
And I file for divorce. Do I get some of that money?
Hell
You
no.
violated.
no,
Do I get some of that?
Nope.
no,
Yeah,
No,
nah,
you
hell
not.
no.
You
no.
ain't get none of that.
She gonna fight tooth and nail for that, boy. He get everything else, but
Yeah, so that part right there is not right. I don't really agree with that. But in terms of bill breakdown, I don't feel like it's a specific answer. I think it's whatever that y'all comfortable with. But having side escape funds, I don't know about that one. G, that's a little wild, especially if he don't know about it. Did she say he don't know about it?
I think she said he do know.
yeah,
about
you
it.
know about it.
Oh,
She
in
say,
that case, yeah,
But she said she ain't had no bloodline to back her up just in case shit fell apart.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know, man.
Are you invested in this shit or you not?
I just don't see
Are you investing in it or not?
6%
That's
of your
real.
money and we making the same amount of money.
That's real.
Yeah, that's a lot. She breaking 94% just tucking.
Yeah, that's why I
That's
said.
crazy.
But that's why I
why I
said,
said-
like y'all trips, he shouldn't have to pay. If you gonna only give up 5% of your
Let's be
your
real.
salary to your household, that's why she asked about the trips. It need to be a lavish trip. In my opinion, y'all need to take about 2-3 trips a year. All expenses need to be on you. What you say he like adventurous stuff? Just find real nice expensive like adventurous stuff to do that costs some change that you know that he wouldn't spend his money on doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to be putting your money towards. That'll make it even. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll know like every 3-4 months, you know what I'm saying? I didn't put up this bread. This is for this. You know what I'm saying? We spending goddamn 20 bands right here. You get what I'm saying?
I need 4 trips a year, man.
We're going to avoid that completely. This is our vacation fund. This is your half of the bills. This is mine.
And Father's Day and birthday not included in that.
That's a fact. You know they gonna try to side check the way. Try to tie them in together.
Trying to
Nah.
side-eye you with that.
Nah, we not doing that one.
Nah.
At least 30%.
I mean, come on, man.
15%. So,
All right, we gonna,
5%, that's cold, boy.
that's crazy.